Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at FydeOS 20, a fantastic Android-based operating system that you can install and run on your PC. In this video, I'll guide you through the process of installing FydeOS 20 on your Windows PC using a USB drive. This method is non-destructive to existing Windows installation, allowing you to download and experience FydeOS without making any permanent changes. So, let's get started. First thing first, you'll need to download FydeOS 20 installation image. Head over to the official website. A quick search for FydeOS download shall lead you to the correct page. On the download page, locate the FydeOS 20 image. You will likely see options for different architecture. Per most modern PCs, the 64-bit version is the one you will need. Download the ISO file from there. While the ISO is downloading, you will need a USB drive. At least 8 GB in size is recommended, and a tool to create a bootable USB. My personal favorite is Rufus, which is free and easy to use. You can download it from its official website. Once you've Rufus downloaded and your FydeOS ISO file is ready, plug your USB drive into your computer. Important: make sure there is nothing important on this USB drive, as this process will erase all its content. Now open Rufus. You should see your USB drive listed in the device drop-down. If not, make sure it's properly connected and refresh the list. Next, click on the select button next to the boot section drop-down and browse the location where you have saved your FydeOS 20 ISO file. Select the ISO file and click open. Rufus will automatically configure most of the settings. Ensure the boot section is set to the ISO file is selected. The partition scheme is usually best left as MBR for broader compatibility. But if your system uses UEFI and you want to boot into UEFI mode, you can select GPT. The target system will adjust automatically. The volume label will be the name of your USB drive. You can change it if you like. The file system and cluster size are usually fine with Rufus defaults. They'll check all your settings to make sure everything is correct, especially the correct USB drive is selected. Again, this process will erase everything on your selected USB drive. Once you are sure, click on the Start button. Rufus will warn you that all data on USB drive will be destroyed. Click on OK to proceed. The process to writing the FydeOS ISO to the USB drive will now begin. This might take a few minutes, so be patient. You will see a progress bar in Rufus. Once Rufus indicates that process is completed and shows a ready status, you can close Rufus and safely eject your USB drive. Now comes the crucial part, booting from USB drive. To do this, you'll need to access your computer's BIOS or UEFI settings. This is usually done by pressing a specific key during the startup. Common keys include delete, F2, F12, escape, or other function keys. The exact key varies depending on your motherboard manufacturer, so you might need to consult your motherboard manual or look for a prompt in the screen during startup. Restart your computer and repeatedly press the appropriate key to another BIOS UEFI settings. Once you are in the BIOS UEFI, you need to find the boot order settings. This might be located in the selection labeled boot order or something similar. Look for the list bootable devices. You need to prioritize your USB drive in the boot order and disable the secure boot option in the BIOS. Once you've set the USB drive as primary boot device, save your changes and exit the BIOS UEFI. Your computer will now restart and attempt to boot from USB drive. If everything goes correctly, you should see the FydeOS boot menu. Here you'll likely have a few options. To try FydeOS without installing it to your hard drive, you can easily select an option like Try FydeOS or Live Boot. This will run FydeOS directly from USB drive. FydeOS will now boot up. This might take a little while. Once it's loaded, you will be greeted with the FydeOS language selection pop-up. You will have to connect to Wi-Fi and proceed with accepting terms and conditions by following the next buttons. If you want to install FydeOS to your hard drive for a dual boot setup, you will usually find an option like Install FydeOS. Be very careful with this option, as it will involve partitioning your hard drive. Make sure you understand the process before proceeding. For this video, we'll focus on single boot option to try it out. Select the Install FydeOS option and press Enter. Now for dual booting, you need to choose multi-boot installation option, but I will choose full disk installation as I want to install a single boot. Now finally select your targeted disk or drive to install FydeOS 20 and click on the installation button. Wait a few minutes to finish the installation process. When the installation is complete, now click on Shutdown and restart your PC again. Now in the last steps, set up the FydeOS by logging in with Google or FydeOS account and set up your screen's themes. Finally, you are done with installing FydeOS 20 on your PC. Keep in mind that running FydeOS from USB drive might be a bit slower than installing on your hard drive. However, it's a great way to test it out and see if you like it before committing to a full disk installation. So there you have it. That's how we can boot and try FydeOS 20 on a Windows PC using a USB drive. If you have any questions or ran into any issues, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.